Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation about AI for Earth observation. My name is Sebastian Schiele, and today I'll be talking about monitoring glacier retreat in the Swiss Alps using supervised and unsupervised machine learning tools. Glaciers are extremely sensitive to climate change and can be studied to highlight the change in alpine landscape. In the recent years, there has been an alarming increase in glacier retreat across the globe, which leads to catastrophic consequences on mountain ecosystems, freshwater supplies, tourism, and local economies. Acute monitoring of these glaciers is not only crucial for assessing the impacts of climate change, but also informing mitigation and adaptation strategies. This project has been set the following aims and objectives seen on this slide. The project will first collect data from Sentinel-2 imagery and use benchmark indicators to create classification models. These models will be built using unsupervised and supervised learning algorithms and will be validated using comparison techniques. Glacier retreat will be calculated for the years 2017 and 2023, and the use of AI models will be assessed and discussed. This project will follow the methodology as shown by this figure. This creates an actionable workflow from the aims and objectives previously discussed. To access the complete information about this project, make sure to check out their GitHub page, which is linked in the description below. As previously stated, the data for this project is collected from the Sentinel-2 satellite. Sentinel-2 is equipped with an advanced multispectral instrument, with a sensor that captures high-resolution imagery across 13 spectral bands. This project will specifically focus on short-wave infrared, known as the SWIR band, which is shown on the right-hand side of this slide. Snow and ice reflect green visible light, while it is highly absorptive of short-wave infrared, hence the darker regions in this image. This satellite is part of the Copernicus program with data available from its online database. To download the satellite data package required, the data collection notebook was used, which is downloadable from the GitHub repository. This code allows the user to change the date and region of interest, to locate the package needed, and to download it within their directory. The Glacier Retreat notebook, which is downloadable from the GitHub repository, was the main code used for this project. Once the user has connected their Google Drive and downloaded the necessary packages, the area of interest can be viewed. This code enables the user to view the entire region downloaded and specify specific region of interest within this area. For this project, 3 areas were selected: the test region, validation region, and deployment region. Once these areas had been established, the snow index could be calculated with the results for this shown on screen. The red areas in this case suggest snow and ice cover. To create a mask, a threshold of 0.4 was used, however this led to the false identification of a water body. Increasing the threshold will remove the water body, but also in turn remove older glacier ice that was likely covered in debris as shown by the example on screen. To combat this, the use of another index known as the Normalized Difference Snow and Ice Index was calculated and used in conjunction with the other index. Both the indices together were used as a benchmark for the comparison against the machine learning techniques. This project focuses on using 2 different machine learning techniques. The first of these techniques is called K-means, and it is an unsupervised learning algorithm. It doesn't require initial labeled data, and it will group similar pixels to find trends, patterns, and similarity. The other method is known as convolutional neural networks, which is a type of supervised machine learning model that is trained using labeled datasets. These networks are particularly well suited for classification tasks such as image recognition. In the following code cells, K-means was used to classify the data into 2 groups with the results shown below. On visual inspection, there are some key differences that may affect overall identification, such as misidentified glacier cover. The confusion matrix was calculated in comparison with the benchmarked matrix and shows a relatively high accuracy and precision. K-means is a simple and low-performance classification algorithm, however it is limited in its potential scalability and improvements. Therefore, a convolutional neural network was used to create a more robust and accurate model. The following code was used to train the CNN model using multiple optical spectral bands from the Sentinel-2 satellite along with the labeled mask created by the benchmark indices. Once the CNN model had been saved in my directory, I was able to roll it out on the validation zone. From visual inspection and using a confusion matrix, it can be seen that the CNN model is highly accurate and ready for rollout on the deployment region. Rolling out the CNN model on the deployment region showed a similar result. However, in the bottom right hand corner, the water body had been identified as glacier ice. This is likely due to the limited training area. An area with more bodies of water and geographical features could have been selected. However, this project showed a strong proof of concept and the high accuracy of classification when compared to benchmark indices. The CNN model was rolled out on the 2023 data for the deployment region, with the differences calculated and quantified as glacier retreat. The results are shown by the figure on screen, with the red areas showing glacier ice loss and the blue areas showing glacier ice gained. Pixel by pixel analysis showed a 26.59% overall loss in glacier ice. Assuming an exponential decay rate with the data previously collected, it was predicted that only 18% of the ice would remain in the Swiss Alps by 2050. To improve the model used in this project and increase scalability potential, enhanced data techniques can be used, such as implementing advanced sensors on satellites, which can help improve the understanding of glacier dynamics and climate impacts. Additionally, the machine learning tools can be refined by improving the input labeled data and training the model over various geographical areas and under different meteorological conditions. The project environmental cost has been divided into 4 main areas: AI model training, computing power, cloud services, and indirect emissions. Training AI models requires significant computational power and energy. While direct emissions from computer use and cloud services are relatively low for this project, indirect sources such as data centers, manufacturing, and infrastructure also play a role and must be considered in this potential scalability of the project. Thank you for listening to this video. Please make sure to refer to my GitHub repository, which is linked in the description below, and to refer to the final slide of this presentation, which encompasses all the references used in this project.